Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about my 5 favorite episodes of The Walking Dead. This is a viewer requested topic, one of my last videos. I forget exactly the username who wrote it, but a lot of people thumbed it up and they wanted to hear what my top 5 favorite episodes of The Walking Dead have been so far up to this point. So up to Season 3, Episode 7, including Episode 7. Now my internet connection is down right now, so I didn't have a chance to verify the names, and some of them I forget exactly because there's been so many episodes and everything. But I know at least the names of my top 5 favorites. So I went through kind of in my mind and made a list of all the episodes I like that are some of my favorites, and then I narrowed it down and I came up with these 5. So these are in priority sequence, with obviously number 1 being my favorite, number 5 being my 5th favorite. I also have some honorable mentions that we'll get into after this. So let's get started. Number 5, my 5th favorite episode of The Walking Dead is Season 2, Episode 13, which is called Beside the Dying Fire. So I thought that episode, the reason why it deserves to be number 5 is because it has some of the most zombies, walkers, of any episode of The Walking Dead. I mean, that is a really, really exciting episode. We see a whole field of walkers just come at the farm. All the characters get spread out all over the place. You know, the barn burns down. A couple characters from Herschel's group die. Everybody flees. Andrea gets lost in the mix, and they just all get scattered all over. It is like the perfect season finale, whereas Season 1's finale is a little bit weak. A little weak, because now, granted, they didn't know it was going to go into a second season for sure, and it was a pilot and all that stuff, so they didn't know if the show was going to continue, and they wanted to keep it self-contained. But to me, it was just mediocre. It was just okay. Season 2's finale, however, was amazing. That left me absolutely just dying to see Season 3. I thought that was just, man, that was amazing. Lots of action, tons of walkers. It was like a movie. It was like, you know, better than any zombie movie I've seen, probably. Any part of it, with the exception of maybe a couple, maybe 28 Days Later, because that's got some really cool scenes in it and that kind of stuff. But in terms of quality, it was extremely well done and a very exciting episode. So it definitely deserves to be in the 5th spot for sure. Number 4, or my 4th favorite, is Season 1, Episode 1, Days Gone By, the first episode of The Walking Dead show that there was. Now, the reason why this episode is my 4th favorite and why it deserves its spot on this list is because it's kind of like the perfect beginning to a great series. You know, it's the perfect beginning. I mean, the episode by itself is a long episode. I think it's 60 minutes, you know, plus commercials, so it's longer than any of the others. But it just engrosses you in the experience. It's such a great jump on point. And, you know, a lot of shows, the first episode of the series is not always that good. But in The Walking Dead, it really is. I mean, the beginning of the episode, Rick in the coma, you know, going to his house, meeting Morgan, you know, having that situation, leaving Morgan with his wife, the great acting there, the scenery, the atmosphere, the environment, getting to Atlanta, the tank, everything at the ending with the walkers everywhere. Oh man, what a great episode! That episode is basically perfect. Now, a lot of people might not put it in their top 5, but that could be because, you know, it's the beginning. A lot of times, the beginning is not that exciting. You know, the beginning of a show, the beginning of a series is not as great as, like, you know, your climax and when big events start to happen. But I appreciate it when you compare it to beginnings of other shows and other series. It's really astounding. It's also directed by Frank Darabont. And, you know, that gives it points as well, since he's pretty much one of the best directors of all time. Obviously, Shawshank Redemption being actually rated as the #1 movie of all time. I may want to review that eventually, too. If you guys don't know, Shawshank Redemption, which is Frank Darabont's, one of his movies based on Stephen King stories, it is on IMDb ranked as the greatest movie of all time. And the list of top 10 is crazy. It's like all amazing movies, but it is. So obviously him directing this is like, we didn't even deserve that. But anyway, and then probably the Walking Dead comic book series didn't deserve that either. It got even better treatment than it should have. So that's going to be number 4. Number 3 is Season 2, Episode 1, which is What Lies Ahead. This one beat out the other two and got into the third spot because I think that it's just probably one of the most exciting episodes of The Walking Dead we have. It's got something new, too, that we haven't really seen, even in the comic books. The approach to it is so exciting, and the silence in the episode is amazing. Like, the part when Rick has got the sniper rifle, and then all the walkers start, coming, and he sees them pour out, and then he tells them all to get under the cars. It's probably the most exciting moment in all The Walking Dead. When they all get under the cars, and they're all, like, trying to be quiet, and Sophia's losing it, and Carl's there, and just everybody, like, Daryl, like, kills the walker and then pulls it on top of him. T-Dog, he saves him. It's just so, the whole episode is amazing. It's so damn exciting. It's the best premiere, I think, The Walking Dead. Compared to Season 3, it's amazing. Season 3 premiere was good, too. But in comparison, I gotta go with Season 2. Andrea in the RV with the kill on the walker in the RV, that is so exciting, man, when she does that. Dale on top giving her the screwdriver at the end of it where Carl gets shot. I mean, beginning to end, this episode just, for everybody, I think, had everybody just reeling because it was so crazy. And compared to where Season 1 left off, man, it really is basically perfect and really scary. Probably the scariest parts in all The Walking Dead. The suspense, when they're all hiding and Andrea's in there, like you genuinely feel terrified for her being inside there and being unarmed. It's, man, really, really exciting and well shot, too. For example, the last episode where Glenn is inside the room and Merle brings the walker in, you feel for Glenn, too, but the way it's shot and everything and the soundtrack and all that, you don't get that feeling of, like dread with Andrea when she's in that RV and she's just, like terrified. So, definitely number 3 is going to be What Lies Ahead for sure. Perfect premiere to a season, man. Absolutely perfect. All right. Number 2 is going to be Season 2, Episode 10, 18 Miles Out. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, and I'm pretty sure that's the right number for it. I know what a lot of you think. You're probably thinking, this is one of your second favorite? What the hell? Why is this your second favorite? Like, why would this be your second favorite in all the episodes? And I'm going to explain. The reason is basically the end sequence when Shane and Rick are in the car and they're driving back to the farm, and you have the theme song by Civilian Y Oak play, and then Shane looks out the window and sees the lonely walker in the field. That, for me, is one of my favorite moments in all The Walking Dead, if not my favorite. And it's funny because it's not action-related. It's not, it's not like, oh, my God, such a cool zombie kill. Look at Rick. He walked into the thing and he killed 3 walkers at the same time, and he's tearing them all up, and it's just so awesome. It's just them sitting in the car, driving back to the farm after they fought. The fight, too, is really exciting, everything that happens with that. Shane in the bus, coming out of the bus. Randall and the whole thing that happened with stupid Randall. Second favorite episode for sure. Definitely. Well, part of it's because Shane is probably my favorite character we've had in the TV show so far. Rick is slowly catching up and passing him now that he's in Season 3 and everything. But I do like it better than the Better Angels where Shane actually dies, even though that's a really good episode too and well acted and everything. There's something beautiful about the silence in 18 Miles Out when they're driving back and Rick tells him it's time to come back, gives him the gun and all that. I mean, it's, oh, man, I love that episode. I think that's probably, Save the Last One also was close to being on my list, but it didn't make it. That's the episode where Shane shoots Otis and leaves him. And that's kind of like the turning point for him. But this episode is one of my favorites, my second favorite, because of the fact that later on Shane dies. The way he goes out is not a heroic ending. And this episode for me is just really like, probably one of the best Shane episodes there is, and just really touching. And it kind of brings you back to that whole, like I was talking about Frank Darabont the other day, where the way he in his stories is able to, or in his movies, and in this show too, is able to make the viewer really feel like these two characters are like, are bonded to a point where we find their relationship, even if it's man to man, to be extremely involved and complex, you know, similar to in the Shawshank Redemption where you have Morgan Freeman and I think it's Tim Robbins' character at the end where they meet and everything that happens with that. Don't want to ruin anything in the Shawshank Redemption, but he does a really good job of fleshing out these relationships between people and really making you feel for them. And I think that that is one of the key reasons why, you know, I really like Shane in the show is that he did such a good job of making Rick and Shane and Lori and the whole thing with that really feel close to home. Whereas as soon as he left in season 3 with the death of Lori, I was kind of like, yeah, it was touching and everything, but it's missing something. You know, it's missing something. And it's probably Frank Darabont. I'm just saying. It probably is because I didn't feel for it the same way I felt for the things that happened with Shane in season 2. That's my take on it, though. I know a lot of people do not agree with me and are not like that. And that's okay. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just putting out my opinion. This is a favorite video, so you know which ones I find to be my favorite. For you, it might be completely different. Maybe you guys like season 3 even better. So that's my second favorite, 18 Miles Out, and that's why. The theme song, Civilian by, or Wye Oak by Civilian, definitely doesn't hurt either. That's one of the reasons why, because it just matches so perfectly with the character. And number 1, finally number 1. So what's it going to be? Number 1 is Season 2, Episode 7, pretty much dead already. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, what the hell, why would you choose that as your favorite and all the episodes and everything that's happened in Season 3 and Season 1 and everything? Well, the reason why it's my absolute favorite episode is because the ending of it. I mean, essentially, when they open up the barn and Sophia at the end just walks out, that was, like, for me, my favorite moment in all The Walking Dead. That was the most brilliant writing I think I've ever seen in a TV series ever. I was actually reviewing those episodes in this channel. The reviews are still up if you guys ever want to watch them from last year. And they're still in here too and everything. And you got to go back to the beginning though, when I started this channel over a year ago. And as I was reviewing them every week, you know, people will make predictions and they'll say what they think is going to happen next week. And the situation with Sophia, they kept that under wraps like crazy because nobody had spoiled it for me. And a lot of times with when I do my reviews and stuff, guys in my channel and people, I can't help it. A lot of story plot lines get spoiled for me. People send me messages, people talk about in the comments. I see it because I try to read, like, you know, a good portion of what people are saying. And I never saw that. You know, that was something that totally caught me completely off by guard. I was like, I was blown away. My jaw was just on the floor the whole time when they were doing that. And the mid-season finale for Season 2 is my favorite episode by far. That sequence, the sequence of Shane losing his mind, running at the barn, everything that happens with that, Herschel and Rick. And it's funny because it's real simple. You know, there's not like, it's not like some of the other episodes where there's, you know, a herd of walkers or anything like that, or crazy, you know, exciting cityscape scenes and stuff like this. It's just real simple, but it's great writing. You know, we wanted to see, or at least I wanted to see the situation with Sophia get resolved. And it was just, man, it was perfect. So that's my favorite moment in all The Walking Dead, I'd say right there when Sophia comes out of the barn. The girl who plays Sophia, the acting is great. You know, Rick shooting her, Shane losing his mind. It's the best. It's the fucking best. Anyway, so that's my opinion on my top 5 favorite episodes. I should say, too, some honorable mentions. So ones that were close but didn't quite make it. By the way, I'm drinking in this video, so it's probably not going to be my best video ever, but I have nothing to do since my internet's down, and it's like 2 a.m. Honorable mentions. So, Season 3, Episode 2, Sick, with the other inmates, and Rick killing Thomas like that, and all the other things that happened in that episode. That episode I felt like was even better than the season premiere. It was awesome episode, man. A lot of stuff going on. Really exciting scenes. Rick chasing after Andrew, and he ends up getting away, but we don't know it at the time. The highlight, of course, being Rick killing Thomas is, you know, probably what makes that episode really close to the top for me. That'd be number 6 if I had to place it. Season 1, Episode 2, which is Guts, which used to be one of my favorite, pretty much my favorite episodes before Season 2. That episode is really creative and well done. I like the ending where Glenn's just driving off and how they're able to get away. The theory with the guts on them and Rick killing the walker in the streets with the axe. That's a great episode too, man. Really good. Merle and everything that happens with him. Really cool episode for sure. Guts. And then season 2, episode 3, Save the Last One with Shane and Otis is also very close. Any others? I think that's pretty much it. There was another couple in season 1 there in the middle that were pretty good too, where Jim dies and Amy gets bitten and all that. That was pretty exciting, but that was right out of the comic book, so it was kind of predictable. So it wasn't that much fun. Anyway, kind of a long video, going on about almost 16 minutes now. So I'll pretty much call it here. Those are my top 5 favorite episodes of the Walking Dead TV series so far. Interesting part, none of them are from season 3. What the hell? That's really weird, man. None of them are from season 3. That's really strange. Yeah, but that's how it is. Anyway, okay, I'll say that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev. Stay in peace.